Can you see my screen?
No, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, दिख रहा है.
Canto 1, chapter 50, verse 49 today. Narayanam Namaram.
Narayanam namaskrityam.
Narayanam namaskrityam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Naram
Naram
Chaiva
chaiva narottamam.
Devim Saraswati.
Devim Saraswati.
Devim saraswatim vyasam.
Tato Jayamudirayet.
Tato jayam udire.
Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu.
Nashtaprayeshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam bhagavata sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Sloke.
Bhagavati.
Uttama shloke.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Bhaktir bhavati naishti.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 15, verse 49. Viduro api parityajya.
Viduro api
parityaja.
Prabhase dehamatmana.
Prabhashe deham atmana.
Krishna Veshena Tachitta.
Krishna veshena takchitta.
Pitrubhi Swakashyayau.
Pitrubhi
Svakashyayau.
Viduro api parityajya.
Viduro api parityaja.
Prabhase dehamatmana.
Prabhase deham atmana.
Krishna Veshena Tachitta.
Krishna veshena takchitta.
Pitrubhi Swakshayam Yayau.
Pitrubhi
Pitrubhi svakshayam yayau.
Krishna Nandakumar.
Viduro api parityaja.
Viduro api parityajya.
Prabhase deham atmana. Krishna veshena takchitta.
Krishna Veshena Takchitta.
Pitrubhi svakshayam yayau.
Pitrubhi
Svakshayam yayau.
Beautiful.
Viduro api parityaja.
Viduro api parityaja.
Prabhashe dehamatmana.
Prabhashe deham atmana.
Krishna Veshena Takchitta.
Krishna veshena takchitta.
Pitrubhi Svakshayam yayau.
Pitrubhi svakshayam yayau.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhi Charnarovinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
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 7 names. Vidura. Vidura, the uncle of Maharaja Yudhishthira.
Vidura,
Vidura,
the uncle of Maharaja Yudhishthira.
Yudhishthira.
Api also.
Api
Api
also.
Parityajya, after quitting the body.
Parityaja, after quitting the body.
After quitting the body.
Prabhase, in the place of pilgrimage at Prabhasa.
Prabhase.
Prabhase, in the place of pilgrimage at Prabhasa.
at Prabhasa.
Deham Atmana, his body.
Deham Atmana, his body.
Krishna, this personality of God.
Krishna,
Krishna, the personality of Godhead.
Okay. Veshena, being absorbed in that thought.
Avishena, being absorbed in that thought.
Lord.
That is
Tat.
That his
chitta, thoughts and actions.
Chitta.
thoughts and actions.
Okay. So Pitrubhi, along with the presidents of Pitraloka,
Pitrubhi, along with the residents of Pitraloka,
Swakshayam, his own abode.
Swashayam, his own abode.
Abode.
Yayau departed.
Yaya departed.
Translation, please repeat after me. Vidura, while on pilgrimage, left his body at Prabhasa.
Vidura, while on pilgrimage, left his body at Prabhasa
Because he was absorbed in thought of Krishna.
because he was absorbed in thought of Krishna.
He was received by the denizens of the Pitraloka planet.
He was received by the denizens of Pitraloka planet,
where he returned to his original post.
where he returned to his original post.
Purport.
Purport. The difference between the Pandavas and Vidura is that the Pandavas are eternal associates of the Lord, the personality of Godhead, whereas Vidura is one of the administrative demigods in charge of the Pitraloka planet and is known as Yamaraja. Men are afraid of Yamaraja because it is he only who awards punishment to the miscreants of the material world. But those who are devotees of the Lord have nothing to fear from him. To the devotees, he is a cordial friend, but to the non-devotees, he is fear personified. As we have already discussed, it is understood that Yamaraja was cursed by Manduka Muni to be degraded as a Shudra, and therefore Vidura was an incarnation of Yamaraja. As an eternal servitor of the Lord, he displayed his devotional activities very ardently and lived a life of a pious man, so much so that a materialistic man like Dhritarashtra also got salvation by his instruction. So, by his pious activities in the devotional service of the Lord, he was able to always remember the lotus feet of the Lord, and thus he became washed off all contamination of a Shudra-born life. At the end, he was again received by the denizens of Pitraloka and posted in his original position. The demigods are also associates of the Lord without personal touch, whereas the direct associates of the Lord are in constant personal touch with him. The Lord and his personal associates incarnate in many universes without cessation. The Lord remembers them all, whereas the associates forget due to their being very minute parts and parcels of the Lord. They are apt to forget such incidents due to being infinitesimal. This is corroborated in the Bhagavad Gita 4.5.
Hariom Tatsat. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karodi Vachalam Pangulangayate Girinat Kirpatamaham Mande Sri Gurum Dinatharinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyamishwaram. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swamine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradhaine Gaurakatha Dhamadhaya Nagara Grama Tarine Nama Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Prasthaya Srimate Bhakti Veda Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadhe Paschatya Desatavine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadharo Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Hare Gopal Govinda Ram Srimad Sudana. So how beautiful. Vidura is a pure devotee. But why did he go to denizens of Pitraloka, where he has returned to his original post, whereas Pancha Pandavas with the same body have gone to Krishna Loka, back home, back to Godhead? Very beautifully in purport, Srila Prabhupada is answering this. Otherwise, people will get fully confused. How it is, one is fully Krishna conscious, and one is going to Krishna Loka, one is going to demigod planet. They will get confused. But Srila Prabhupada ki jai, he is clarifying all the confusions very clearly. He says in the Pandavas and Vidura, in the purport, very beautiful. So this Vidura, he was Yamaraj. We have already seen the past time. I mean, it's not a past time. Of course, it's a past time because Krishna is involved and Yamaraj is involved, who is a Mahajana, not because of Vidura, and Yamaraj is Mahajana, one of the 12 Mahajanas is Yama. So Yamaraj was very exalted post also, because he is a superintendent of death actually. So there is Pitraloka, that is called Yamaloka. There is Pitraloka, Yamaloka. There are different planets. Miles in terms of yojana, one yojana is 80 miles. So that all the details are given. I mean, sorry, one yojana means 8 miles. So in Sanskrit, it is called yojana. In English, it is 8 miles, and 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers. So now you can calculate what is one yojana in terms of kilometers. So how many yojanas is one planet situated from the other planet? All this is described in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. We will be seeing. So there is a Pitraloka, Yamaloka. Okay, just like the moon planet, we are trying to go there, but there are different low planets, and we can go not by the Sputnik, by force. No, You will have to qualify yourself. Just like to come to, say, US, if you want to go to US, you have to take the permanent visa to live there. And so many ways you will have to qualify. There is immigration department. Not by force you can enter there. Not possible, right? Even on the same planet between two countries, you have so much of restriction. How do you dare think that in other planet you can simply enter? What is the logic? Tell me. You cannot enter any country without being permitted on the same planet. Yeah, you are also human being. They are also human beings. Still, you cannot enter. How can you enter other planets where different living beings are other than human beings are living? Tell me. Simply by force? No, that is not possible. You have to qualify yourself. That is why in Srimad Bhagavad Gita it says Yanti Deva Vritha Devan. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita 9.25, very beautifully Krishna is explaining how one will go to different planets. Yanti Deva Vritha Devan Pitrun Yanti Pitruvratha Bhutani Yanti Bhutecha Yanti Madhyajino Bhimam. Krishna says, those who worship the demigods, they will take birth among the demigods. That means you have to give up this body, you have to die here and take birth according to that planetary system's body. Those who worship the ancestors will go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship Krishna will live with Krishna. So this is very beautiful, you know. And what is the difficulty in understanding? Even on the same planet, the fish, if you are put in water, you cannot survive that. You cannot live in water. And fish, if you take out of the water, that cannot survive on the land. On the same planet, in two different places, you need two different bodies. Your body has to be earthly body so that you can live on the earth surface. And a fish has a watery body, so it can live in the water. So even on the same planet, you need different body in order to live in different situation. Then what become different planets? It's only common sense is required to understand all these things. You don't need to be an engineer for this. A person can go to the planets of the demigods. There is no doubt about it. Yanti Deva Vritha Devan. There are many demigods. Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Brahma Loka, Prajapati Loka, Siddha Loka. There, the higher planetary systems are there. We are now situated in the middle, Bhuloka. It is called Bhuloka. Above this, there is Bhuvarloka, where Gandharvas live. Above that Bhuvarloka, there is Swargloka. Above the Swargloka, there is Janaloka. Above the Janaloka, there is Maharloka. And above Maharloka, there is Satyaloka. So we say in Gayatri, Om, Bhur, Bhuvasva, this is nothing but one, Loka's name. Okay. So like that, Urdhva Loka, above. They are higher planetary system above Bhuloka. So then middle is our Bhuloka. And then there are also lower planetary system. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha. If you develop sattvagun, urdhvam gachanti sattvastha. So sattvagun, if you are quality of goodness, if you develop, then according to your degree of goodness, how much you have developed the quality of goodness, you get promoted to the higher planets as I list now. Whether Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swargloka, Janaloka, Maharloka, and so on and so forth. Urdhvan gachanti sattvastha. Madhye tishtanti rajasa. If you are Rajogun, you are in the Bhuloka. That is in the Madhya. Madhya means center, middle. Tishtanti rajasa. That is, if you develop Rajasa, Rajogun. If you are in the passion mode of passion, then you stay here in the middle planetary system. That is your Bhuloka. And Jaghanya Guna Vrittista Adho Gachanti Tamasa. Those who are in the most abominable condition of life, Adho Gachanti, they go down, Tamasa. Not only the down planetary system, but even to the animal kingdom on the same planet also is down only. The beasts, the birds, the trees, the plants, the aquatics, you have to go. After all, you have to change this body. As long as you accept the material body as only all. You have to change. Bhagavad Gita is telling in second chapter. Krishna is giving, you are not the body, you are the soul. Tatha dehantara prapti. As we are changing this body from childhood, from the babyhood to childhood, then from childhood to boyhood, then from boyhood to youthhood. This is practical, right? You don't need any scientific experiment for that. Everybody is experiencing this. You are not the same body as you had your body in the womb of your mother. That body is gone. Now daily changing. Every moment we are changing our body. Advancing the age means I am changing the body. You are changing the body. So it's very easy to understand that we are changing our body. But I know, you know, every one of us that I had such and such body. You remember that you had a child's body. You are playing like that. When you see another child, you say, oh, I was also a child like him or her. And I was doing like this. But where is that body? That's gone. Now you have got another body. So this example is also given in Bhagavad Gita, that you are changing the body. Tata dehantara prapti. So similarly, after giving up this body, you have to accept another body, a different body. As long as this body undergoes changes, you are accepting. But when it is no more, it's going to be dwindle, and you have to give up this body and accept another body based on the activities that you performed in this body. And at the time of death, what your mental state is, what you are thinking of. Isn't it? So you have to accept another body. This is the logic. Any sane man can understand. So we have become so foolish, so rascal that we don't believe in the transmigration. You see? See, now you know, we all have child body. We had, every one of us. Now I have transmigrated to this old body. How I have done, that is not known to you or me. That is called achintya, perceptive. Just like the child is changing body, and you saw one child on the lap of his mother, say after few years, you cannot recognize the same child who has grown up. Oh, the mother says that this is such and such child. Oh, you have become so grown up. So things are taken imperceptibly. You are calling as grown. It's not grown. Many times the body has changed and the world bodies have died. Okay, so that is going on by the subtle laws of nature. It's a great science, but there is no discussion of this science in any university of the whole world. And their advancement of knowledge. See, they are claiming advancement of knowledge. What knowledge you have got? You don't know what you are. And your advancement in knowledge. So Sanatana Goswami, one of our 6 Goswamis, he was Prime Minister of Navabhushan Shah. And when he approached the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Lord Krishna himself, his first proposition was that Gramya Vyavahare Pandita Sthaya Korimani. My dear sir, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, some neighboring people, they call me, I'm a very learned scholar. Gramya Vyavahare, in ordinary behavior, Vyavahar. They call me, I'm very learned scholar. Just see, but I don't know what I am. I am such a scholar. This is the submission. This is the submission. This is called submission. Surrendering to Krishna. Everyone is puffed up that I know everything. So there is no need of going to a guru. So this is the method to approach a guru. Submissive, spiritual master means you have to surrender. That I know so many rubbish things which are useless. Now kindly teach me, sir, what is the real thing that will benefit me? This is called submission. Just like Arjuna said, no, in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse 7, Sishyaste ham sadimam tam prapannam. When there was argument between Arjuna and Krishna, and when the matter was not solved, then Arjuna submitted to Krishna. Oh, my dear Krishna, now we are talking as friends. No more friendly talking, please. I accept you as my spiritual master. So kindly teach me what is Bhagavad Gita. So one has to learn. Tadvijnanartam sa gurum eva vigacche. This is the Vedic injunction that what is the value of life, how it is changing, how we are transmigrating from one body to another. What I am this body or beyond? Huh? I am something else. These things are to be inquired. That is human life. Huh? Dog cannot inquire, cat cannot inquire, but human should inquire because there's a purpose of human life. Athato Brahma Jignasa. This inquiry should be made. So in this Kali Yuga, without any knowledge, without any inquiry, without any guru, without any book, everyone is God. See, that's all. This is going on. Fool's paradise. This will not help. So here you can see in this verse how Vidura, he also, see, Viduro api parityajya prabhase dehamatmana Krishna veshene tachitta pitrubhisvakshayam yayau. So I was talking about Vidura. Vidura was Yamaraj. A saintly person was brought before Yamaraj for punishment. So when the saintly person inquired from the Yamaraj that I don't remember that I have committed in my life any sin. Why I have been brought here for judgment? So Yamaraja said that you don't remember. In your childhood, you pricked one ant with a needle through the rectum and she died. Therefore, you have to be punished. Just see, in childhood, in ignorance, because he committed some sin, the Manduka Muni, he has to be punished. And we are willingly against the principle of religion that thou shalt not kill. In his name, they say, we have opened so many thousands of slaughterhouses all over the world. Just see, in Christian country, you have most slaughterhouses. And Jesus said, thou shalt not kill. And Prophet Muhammad said, don't make your stomach a burial ground. Yeah, which religion is supporting this killing? You tell me. Huh? Giving a nonsense theory that the animal has no soul. Just see the fun. And for their sense gratification, they can change anything in the statement. By changing the word, will it work? This is going on. And we want to be in peace. Or this is the problem. So, saintly person accepted to be punished by Yamaraj. What else he can do? But he also cursed him because he saintly person that because in my innocence, out of ignorance, I committed some sin. You are punishing me in this way. So I also curse you that next life you will have to become a Shudra because you have no intelligence of a Brahmana or Kshatriya. So Vidura became a Shudra. Shudra means he was born by a king. He was begotten by king, but his mother was Shudrani, maid servant. That was a system. That when a king is married, the father of the princess also gives so many girls to go with the princess as maid servant. And sometimes the maid servants also gave birth. So they are called Dasi Putra. Such son could not claim to the throne, but they were provided everything in their life luxuriously. Dasi Putra. So Vidura's history is like that. He was a Dasi Putra. Brother, step brother, not exactly step brother, but brother of Maharaja Dhritarashtra. But he was very saintly person because formerly in the previous life he was Yamaraj, right? So he was not ordinary man. He's a Mahajana. So he cultivated spiritual consciousness, Krishna consciousness. Now after leaving this body, he returned again. Pitrubi Swakshayam Yayau. Look at the last line. So this is very important. He again returned to his original post temporarily. He got the life of a Shudra temporarily. Again, he returned back by his pious activities. Similarly, there are many narrations in the Puranas. Sometimes Indra, the king of heaven, he was also cursed by Brihaspati to become a hog in this planet, you know. So there are many incidents by cursing, by accident. Even by accident, you have to accept a body which you do not desire. So that is, Dukkha Shashwata. Just like Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj, He was such a wonderful devotee. He was such a wonderful planet, king of the whole planet. And at the age of 24 years, very young age, young wife, young children, very handsome, very powerful, kingdom of the whole planet. He left everything. He went to the forest, cultivating spiritual advancement, Krishna consciousness. But one day, he saw that a deer was drinking water in front. In the meantime, there was a roaring of a lion, and the deer was pregnant. She gave birth to a cub, and she fled away. So Bharat Maharaja saw that little cub is dying. He picked up and kept, and it began to grow. So he had some little affection, just like we have got affection for cubs of dog and others. So one day that little cub did not return in the evening, and he went to search out on the hill, and accidentally he fell down. And next life he became a deer, because he was thinking about the deer at the time of death. This is the science. Despite he has come out everything, giving up wonderful, wonderful life, wife, children, everything, opulence, everything. By his name, till today, this is called Bharata Varsha. By his name only. How powerful was an emperor of the planet at that time, you see. He gave up all these things for want of Krishna consciousness. But one small deer has shattered his Krishna consciousness. This is said. Yam yam vapismaran bhavam chachatyante kalevaram. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 8, verse 6. Very clear. At the time of death, kalevaram. As you are thinking, yam yam vapismaran bhavam, what are you thinking at the time of death? You will be carried to such a body only. So Bharata Maharaj became a deer. So this is the example, just like Bharata Maharaj, such an exalted person. He was in a power stage. He was very advanced devotee, and he had to become a deer. The deer he became because he was very spiritually advanced. Although he became a deer, he was living with the saintly person. That was the advantage, because spiritual asset, whatever you learn in this life, will not die, will not finish when you die. It will continue further. But material education will die. You may be a doctor and you died. Next life, if you happen to get birth as a human, again you have to start from LKG, UKG only. But here in spiritual, next birth, you will continue from where you left. He was living with a saintly person as a deer, where saintly persons were sitting. He was sitting down there. He was eating the flowers and leaves which the saintly person left after worship. In this way, you have to wait for one more life. And then in the next subsequent life, he became a son of a nice Brahmana. And he was remembering the different birth because of his Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we don't remember what we were in our last birth. But if you are Krishna conscious, and if you happen to get birth like Bharat Maharaj, another birth, you will remember. He became very grave and silent. Oh, he was not talking to anyone. So it's very dangerous to contaminate, And he was known as Jada Bharata in the third life. So this is also there in Srimad Bhagavatam, we will learn. Just try to understand that death is there. You have to die. You may declare yourself, I am very dependent. I don't care for God or anyone. But God will not excuse you. You have to die. You will see God in the form of death. If you fail to see the God in life, you will see him in the form of death. Mrityuham sarashchaham. See me as a death if you don't want to see me in your life. Just like Hiranyakashipu, he is seeing. Prahlad Maharaj also seeing. Prahlad Maharaj saw God when he is alive because of Krishna consciousness. And Hiranyakashipu saw the same God as death. So, because Prahlada said, my dear father, why don't you accept God? Then he asked, who is God? I don't care for your God. You rascal boy. You are chanting Hare Krishna. So the atheist may declare like that. There is no God, but he will see God as death. That is compulsory. There is no excuse. No excuse at all. So at the time of death, the mentality which you have created by practice, sada tadbhava bhavita, that will act. This Hare Krishna movement, Srila Prabhupada has established very nicely. Krishna consciousness movement. This is simply educating people so that at the time of death, one can remember Krishna. That's all. That is the purpose of human life. And if he is fortunate enough to do this, immediately is transferred to Golok Vrindavana. Krishna Loka immediately, without a second, no delay. That is also stated in Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 verse 9. Janma karma chane divyam tektva deham punarjanmanaiti mameti sokaunteya. So why we should waste our time thinking so many nonsense things? Why not think of Krishna? Death can come anytime, right? At least Parikshit Maharaj had 7 days life guarantee that he will die only after 7 days. Do you have that guarantee? Do I have that guarantee? We may die any moment. We don't have any notice. No notification will be sent that, okay, you are going to die in next day or in next year or in after 60 years. No, you don't know. Any moment you can die. Any moment I can, at the time of death, I must remember Krishna. So better always chant and think of Krishna. Why I should, think of so many nonsense things? That's not going to help me any day, either at death or after death. Nothing else will help other than Krishna's holy name. Think of Krishna, how beautiful Krishna is, standing here with Radharani, having flute in his hand. If we come here and take the impression, simply think of him. Our life is perfect. That is called Krishna consciousness. What is the difficulty? And what is your loss by thinking of Krishna anyway? If you gain such big profit simply by thinking of Krishna, why should you lose this opportunity and thinking something else here? A cat cannot be educated like this. A dog cannot be educated like this. If I teach a dog, my dear dog, please think of Krishna. He's an animal. It's not possible. But a human being, although at the present moment is like a dog only, but he can be trained to become a human being and think of Krishna. That is possible. Kirtaniya sada hari. Sada means always 24 hours, both day and night. Think of Krishna by chanting the holy name of Krishna, hearing about Krishna, reading Bhagavatam. So we should take this opportunity that Prabhupada has given us. Bahunam janmanam ante. After many, many lifetimes. Why? This life they have given you full Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada has given us. ISKCON has given you complete environment. Irrespective of whether you are living in Grihastha, you are living anywhere, in any body, you can have Krishna consciousness. This is a mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we have got. So we should take full advantage of that. And then we should become Krishna conscious in this very same life and should not again get entangled in different body and different system. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments or realization, please do share with us. 5, 4.
Hare Krishna Prabhu ji.
Hare Krishna.
प्रभु जी इसमें दिया हुआ है, देवता भी भगवान के पार्षद हैं, किंतु उन्हें भगवान का व्यक्तिगत संग प्राप्त नहीं हो पाता, जबकि भगवान के प्रत्यक्ष पार्षदों को उनका निरंतर संग प्राप्त होता रहता है। प्रभु जी, तो इसमें देवता लोग, इसका मतलब कि अप्रत्यक्ष पार्षद हैं, तो फिर प्रत्यक्ष पार्षद कौन सा है जिनको निरंतर भगवान का संग प्राप्त होता रहता है?
केवल मनुष्य शरीर के अंदर जब हमें इस जन्म पे ही हमें भगवान का सबसे अत्यंत संग का प्राप्त हम उठा सकते हैं, क्योंकि जब देवलोक बन जाते हैं डेमिगॉड्स, उनको इतना ज्यादा ऐश्वर्य होते हैं, इतना ज्यादा सुख भोग मिलता है, इतना ज्यादा इंद्रिय तृप्ति मिलता है कि उनको भगवान की ओर ध्यान नहीं रहता है। वो बहुत ज्यादा अपनी इंद्रिय तृप्ति में लगा रहते हैं। लेकिन मनुष्य जन्म के अंदर ऐसा एक वंडरफुल अद्भुत क्या बोलते हैं अवसर मिला है कि केवल इस मनुष्य जीव के अंदर हम भक्त बन करके भगवान का संग से जुदा ना हो करके हमेशा भगवान का संग में रह सकते हैं बिना टूटे। तो संग को हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे, ऐसा संभव केवल ये मनुष्य जीवन के अंदर दिया गया है।
इसका मतलब मनुष्य भगवान का प्रत्यक्ष पार्षद है।
इसका मतलब है कि मनुष्य जो है भगवान का अंग है। ममैवांसे जीवलोके जीवभूत सनातना। मनुष्य जन्म जो है भगवान की जो आकार के रूप में इसलिए बनाया गया ताकि वो श्रवणम कीर्तनम विष्णु स्मरणम 9 प्रकार का जो भक्ति कर सकता है।
यस प्रभु।
तो मनुष्य जीवन में वो ये समझ सकता है कि जीवे स्वरूप होया नित्य कृष्ण दासा। हम जीव हैं और हम कृष्ण का नित्य दास हैं, हम उनका सेवक हैं। स्वयं को भगवान कभी वो नहीं सोचेगा, वो अपने आप का पहचान करने का अवसर उसको मनुष्य जीवन में मिलता है कि मैं भगवान नहीं हूं, मैं भगवान का अंश में उनका सेवक हूं। जिस तरह मेरा दाहिने हाथ बाएं हाथ या अंगुली पूरा ये मैं नहीं हूं, मेरा शरीर नहीं है, ये सब शरीर का सेवा करने के लिए है। इसी तरह मैं भगवान का अंश हूं, भगवान का सेवा करने के लिए हूं। इस बात का जो समझ जो है वो केवल मनुष्य जन्म ही प्राप्त हो सकता है। हम कौन है, भगवान कृष्ण कौन है, मेरा और भगवान कृष्ण के बीच में क्या रिश्ता है, उस रिश्ता के आधार पे मुझे क्या करने के लिए मैं यहाँ आया हूँ, भगवान का कौन सा सेवा के लिए मैं इधर आया हूँ। इसलिए नवविध भक्ति का हम अभ्यास करते हैं ताकि हम अपने स्वयं रूप को धारण करके कृष्ण लोक में अपनी जो नित्य सेवा में हम अपने आप को पा सकते हैं, कृष्ण भगवान के संग के अंदर, जहां से कभी हम जुदा नहीं होंगे।
धन्यवाद प्रभु।
5 4 3 2 1 0. Thank you very much for the association, and we will resume our Srimad Bhagavatam class not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be in the flight, I'll be traveling. So day after tomorrow, on Friday, we will resume our Srimad Bhagavatam class sharp at 8 o'clock night. Till then, Grandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
जय
Bhakti Prabhupada ki jai.
जय।
Vaishnava Pranam.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। गुरु महाराज आज मायापुर पहुंच चुके हैं। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि
हरि हरि हरि हरि बोल।